Okay, so you want to learn VBA? I'll make it easy for you. I'm back again with a new VBA tutorial. Please stay tuned with me. If you are new to my channel, I request you to please click on the subscribe button below. Please like, subscribe and share. And press the bell icon for the latest video notification. So in this video, I'm going to talk about what is VBA, why you need VBA, and how you can set up your VBA environment at your home or your offices. What is VBA? So there are three types of VBAs available. One is VB, another one is VBA, and the third one is VBX. So Visual Basic, that is VB. So VB is the third generation event-driven programming language which provides you the integrated development environment. So now we talk about VBA, that is Visual Basic for Applications. Visual Basic for Application is an implementation from Microsoft which is based on Visual Basic 6, and that comes along with your Microsoft Office package. Once you buy that package for your office or maybe for personal use, in that case you will definitely get that kind of environment along with your packages. VBS is an active scripting language which can help you out while you want to do something on internet-based language like HTML or any other particular language. Now I think I was able to make the difference between these three subset of VB. Why you need VBA? If you're working in your office and you have to deal with a lot of reports and dashboarding around you, in that case, yes, this particular tool will help you out to do the smart work. It is not mandatory you should know the core coding before you start with the VBA. I can teach you VBA in a very simple manner. So VBA is basically required a code and which is hosted by Excel or maybe any other component which is part of Microsoft Office. It could be Word, it could be PowerPoint, but you don't need anything. If you have installed with a Microsoft Office, that is more than enough. And your VBA environment is some clicks away. I can tell you how to set up.
Hello friends, let's start with the VBA. It will be your first program. So first of all, open Excel. Then take a blank workbook. Once workbook is open, try to find out the developer tab. If you are not able to find out, just right click on the upper right corner and click on the customize ribbon. This window will appear, and find out the developer and click checked on this. Once it is checked, say OK. Now you will see the developer tab is visible and you can see multiple options. These all options in the menu are belongs to macro. The first option is Visual Basic, that is once you click on Alt F11 or click on this button, it will take you to the VBA editor. So this is the VBA editor as you can see on the screen. In the left side you will find the Project Explorer, which contains all the objects like sheets, this workbook and the file which you are working on, and below this you can see the property sheets. So whatever object you will select, the Property Explorer will show you the property of that object. Once you double click on the sheet, the code window will appear, and the top side you can see the menu bar, and just below this you can find out the toolbar which contains some icon, and this is the code area where you will write some code. And if you see the drop down, you can just find out in which particular object you are working on, worksheet or general. So I'll explain you bit later. And this is the declaration area where you will declare the variables and everything. So first line you will write is option explicit. Option explicit prevent to declare the same variable twice, or you cannot assign value to the same variable, or maybe you cannot use any variable which is not assigned. So now I'll click on the insert command and click on the button and try to draw a button on the worksheet. Click on the worksheet and say OK. Now you can see the button is appearing on the sheet. Now it's time to assign the macro to the button. Right click on the assign macro and say new. This window will appear where you will write the code. As I told you, it is a event driven language, so we are writing on the event click and stating that message box hello world means when the user will click on the button, what kind of output user will get, that will be hello world. Now go to the sheet and click on the button and try to rename it with hi or maybe something else, whatever you want. Once done, we are ready to run this code. Now you can click on the button and see the output. It is coming as in hello world. Say OK. So it is successfully running. Now again we can right click and assign the macro and click on edit button. You will reach to the same window again where you were writing the code, and this is the module where we are writing the code for the button. So module is nothing. Module is just a set of instruction which can be used into the project anywhere. Now I am going to enhance this little bit more. I need to get username from the user and stating that please enter your name. So that is the input box. So input box is another command to get the input from the user. As you can see how I am going to write this, but it should be stored somewhere because we need to throw it as a message. So first thing is, as I told you, we have to write option explicit, then dim n or maybe dim username as string. Means we have defined a variable called username which will contain the name of the user. I said username, then equal to input box, please enter your name. OK. It is asking me two parentheses which I have applied for both the side because it's kind of a function, it will work, and whatever the user will enter, that will get stored into username. So now it's time to throw a message with the hello plus username. So ampersand sign is the sign is for concatenation in VBA. So I have concatenated one space, included inverted comma, then username. It means hello space then username will be the output of this program. So once you write this and you will practice this at your home, you can see the results. I'm going to put some comments against each and every line. At least whenever user will read this code, they can easily make out why they have written this code. So how to put a comment? Just putting a single quote and that will be green means it's a comment that will not be compiled once you will run this code. So each and every line I am mentioning what are the comments and I mean why I have written this line into this code. So basically these are the comments which help for other coders, those who will look into your program, or maybe for your reference once you will see this code maybe after a long time, then you can able to make it out why we have written this code and what is the use of these lines. Just remember one thing, whenever you are writing a code, you are writing within the sub procedure, so that start with sub and end with end sub. So I am going to put some comment like procedure starts from sub and procedure ends with the end sub. This is the entire sub body. Within that statement will called as a program. Now we are done with the coding and close the macro and try to run the code. Now we can click on button hi, and it will ask you the name as an input box. You can mention any name, as I mentioned Techie here, and say hello Techie. So this is the result which we were expecting from the code, and that is perfectly working and it is successfully running. There is no error into this. So this is the first program as you have run it successfully. You can try it in your system. So one thing you will have to remember, once you will complete the macro, and whenever you are going to save any of the macro which you have developed, you have to save it as an XLSM file. That will be the extension XLSM. Normally we save Excel file as an extension with XLSX, but whenever you are writing a code, just remember you always store with XLSM, otherwise you will lose your code. Once you have stored the file as a macro file, you can close this. As you can see on the desktop, the icon little bit different as compared to the normal Excel, and it is showing as an XLSM. So your work is done. So just a tip, whenever you will open the macro file again, it will give you a pop-up message, macro has been disabled. You have to click on enable macro and click on hi. It will be running in a normal manner. There will be no issue at all, and say okay. As you can see, I hope you like my video, and you will definitely try this code at home. If you have any kind of challenge while running this macro at your end, please do let me know your feedback into comment section, and you can ask question as well. I will definitely get back to you.
So that's it for today's video, guys, and very soon you will be seeing my second video on VBA tutorials. Just wait and watch, and please stay tuned with me. Thank you very much.